The invisible ceiling. Why Black women entrepreneurs struggle to break $100K. Good evening, everyone. I'm LeAnne Dolce from the Soft Girl Era podcast, where we explore how high achieving Black women can trade the hustle till you drop narrative for a life that feels as good as it looks. Tonight, I want to share some profound insights from my recent interview with Brittney Overton, a visionary advocate for Black women entrepreneurs whose work has fundamentally transformed how we understand the barriers facing Black women in business. Brittney isn't just a researcher or advocate. She's a revolutionary force, dismantling systems of inequity with surgical precision and unwavering determination. Her groundbreaking work has illuminated pathways that were previously hidden, creating opportunities for countless women to thrive in spaces where they were once merely surviving. When future generations look back at the transformation of America's entrepreneurial landscape, Brittney's name will be written in bold letters as someone who refused to accept the status quo and instead built bridges where others saw only chasms. What I learned from Brittney challenged everything I thought I knew about entrepreneurship in America. And tonight, I want to challenge what you think you know too. We've all heard the inspiring statistics about entrepreneurship in America, the land of opportunity, the place where anyone with a good idea and enough determination can build something meaningful, something profitable. The American dream, packaged and sold to generations. But here's something you probably don't know, something that stopped me in my tracks during my conversation with Brittney. Black women are the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs in the United States. That sounds like progress, right? A success story worth celebrating, except for one devastating detail. Only 14% of Black women owned businesses ever cross the $100,000 revenue threshold. Let that sink in for a moment. 14%. This isn't just a statistic, it's a revelation about the profound disconnect between entrepreneurial ambition and sustainable business success for Black women. It's the difference between creating a job for yourself and building a business that can grow, scale, and create generational wealth. When I first heard this from Brittney, I wondered, how is this possible in a country that prides itself on entrepreneurial opportunity? What invisible barriers are at work here? And most importantly, what can we do to change this reality? The answers, as I discovered through our conversation, are both simpler and more complex than you might imagine. Let's start with the funding gap. We all know access to capital is crucial for business growth, but did you know that women led businesses receive just 7% of global venture capital? And in low and middle income countries, they are 30% less likely to secure funding than their male counterparts. Even when women led businesses do secure investments, the median amount they receive, about $105,000, is significantly lower than the overall median of $204,000. That's nearly half the runway, half the opportunity to experiment, to fail, to learn, to grow. This isn't just unfair, it's economically irrational. Studies consistently show that diverse teams and women led businesses often outperform their counterparts. We're literally leaving money on the table as a society by underinvesting in women entrepreneurs, particularly Black women and entrepreneurs. But the barriers don't stop at funding. Brittney shared with me that approximately 40% of women report self doubt as a significant barrier to entrepreneurship. For Black women, this challenge is often compounded by societal expectations, stereotypes, and the pressure to be exceptional just to be considered equal. Think about what that means psychologically, to constantly question whether you belong in rooms where decisions are made, to wonder if your ideas will be taken seriously, to fear that any mistake will not just reflect on you, but on all Black women entrepreneurs who come after you. This isn't just in their heads, it's reinforced by real experiences day after day, pitch after pitch, meeting after meeting. And then there's what Brittney calls the dual burden challenge. Women entrepreneurs, particularly Black women, face the unique challenge of balancing personal and professional responsibilities in a society that still expects women to be primary caregivers, regardless of their professional ambitions. This imbalance often forces impossible choices between family obligations and business growth opportunities, between being present for a child's milestone and being present for a crucial investor meeting, between caring for aging parents and caring for a growing business. These aren't just individual challenges, they're systemic issues that require systemic solutions. Let me share some real world examples from Brittney's research that illustrate both the challenges and potential pathways forward. Consider the Peace Women Entrepreneurs Initiative, a nonprofit organization that has been working to support women entrepreneurs across various regions with a specific focus on helping Black women business owners overcome systemic barriers. Women entrepreneurs supported by BPs face significant obstacles in accessing capital, with deep rooted gender biases restricting their access to crucial resources like mentorship, networks, and finance. These aren't just inconveniences, they're existential threats to business survival and growth. BP's responded by implementing comprehensive support programs that included mentorship, networking opportunities, and financial guidance specifically designed to address the unique challenges faced by women entrepreneurs. The results: by 2023, women led businesses in BP's portfolio secured 55% of the total investment raised. That's progress worth celebrating. But even within this success story, we see the persistent gap. The median amount these women led businesses received was still lower than the overall median. Progress, yes. Equality, not yet. Another promising development Brittney highlighted is the emergence of community development financial institutions, CDFIs, as crucial partners for Black women entrepreneurs. These institutions have developed specialized lending programs that consider the unique challenges faced by Black women entrepreneurs, offering more flexible terms and comprehensive support beyond just financial capital. Through these partnerships, more Black women entrepreneurs have been able to access the capital needed to sustain and grow their businesses. The work of CDFIs has started to shift the landscape of entrepreneurial funding, creating more equitable pathways to capital for Black women business owners. But even as we celebrate these steps forward, we must acknowledge the forces pushing in the opposite direction. Recent rollbacks in diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives have had a measurable impact on Black women in both employment and entrepreneurship sectors. The employment data from April 2025 revealed that Black women lost 106,000 jobs, pushing their unemployment rate up to 6.1% from 5.1% in March, despite the overall national unemployment rate remaining at 4.2%. This isn't just a temporary fluctuation, it's a pattern that reflects systemic vulnerabilities. Historically, federal jobs and industries with strong DEI initiatives provided stable employment opportunities for Black women, creating pathways to economic stability and potential entrepreneurship. As these opportunities contract, the pressure on Black women entrepreneurs intensifies. Yet, despite these setbacks, Black women continue to be the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs in the United States, demonstrating remarkable resilience in the face of systemic challenges. This isn't just perseverance, it's a testament to the untapped potential, creativity, and determination that exists within this community. As Brittney so eloquently put it during our interview, Black women aren't just building businesses, they're building despite the barriers. Imagine what would be possible if those barriers didn't exist. That's the question that should haunt us all. What innovations are we missing? What problems remain unsolved? What wealth remains uncreated because we failed to level the playing field? The poet Lucille Clifton once wrote, "Come celebrate with me that every day something has tried to kill me and has failed." Black women entrepreneurs embody this spirit of celebration in the face of adversity. But celebration of resilience should not excuse us from the work of creating systems where such extraordinary resilience isn't required just to survive. So, where do we go from here? What can we do as individuals, as communities, as a society to change this reality? I believe we stand at a crucial inflection point. The statistics I've shared aren't just numbers, they represent thousands of dreams deferred, innovations stifled, and generational wealth denied. But they also represent an unprecedented opportunity to transform our economic landscape. Imagine a world where Black women entrepreneurs had equal access to capital, mentorship, and opportunity. A world where their businesses weren't just surviving, but thriving and scaling. The economic impact would be revolutionary, not just for these entrepreneurs and their families, but for our entire society. This isn't about charity or handouts. It's about removing artificial barriers to unleash the full creative and economic potential that's been systematically suppressed. It's about making our economy stronger, more innovative, and more equitable. I challenge each of you to become active participants in dismantling these barriers. If you're an investor, examine your portfolio. What percentage of your investments go to women led businesses, to Black women led businesses? If the answer is zero or close to it, what bias might be influencing your decision making? If you're a business leader, look at your supplier diversity. Are you intentionally seeking out and supporting Black women owned businesses in your supply chain? If you're a consumer, consider where you spend your dollars. Are you supporting Black women entrepreneurs with your purchasing power? And if you're a Black woman entrepreneur yourself, know this: the barriers you face are real, but they are not insurmountable. And you don't have to face them alone. Connect with organizations like Be Peace or explore funding options through CDFIs. Build networks of mutual support with other entrepreneurs who understand your journey. The first step in breaking through any ceiling is seeing it clearly. Tonight, I hope I've helped make that invisible ceiling visible. The next step is shattering it, and that's work we must do together. Because when we remove the barriers that have kept Black women entrepreneurs from crossing that $100,000 threshold, we don't just change individual businesses or lives. We transform our entire economic landscape. We unleash innovation that benefits everyone. We create new models of success that expand our collective understanding of what's possible. The future is waiting to be written. Let's write it together with Black women entrepreneurs holding the pen. Thank you.